What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So lawmakers are saying that the time is now. The Biden administration is saying that the time is now. The American people say the time is now. But will we see anything get done now? Well, that's up for debate. What I can tell you, moderates in the House are sticking to their new agenda, and they plan on blocking Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats' $3.5 trillion infrastructure package or stimulus package. And that's going to happen this next week. What I can tell you is that many are very upset that Nancy Pelosi is not going to pass the $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill. That is that bipartisan infrastructure package. They're upset there. They don't feel a $3.5 trillion stimulus package at this time is needed, and so they want to block it. What I can tell you is that Nancy Pelosi has stated that she is not going to move forward immediately with the vote on the $1.2 trillion bill because the current consensus within the House, mainly progressives, is no, let's not vote on that bill yet. Let's wait. Let's make sure the $3.5 trillion bill passes simultaneously, and then we can ensure everybody gets taken care of. Well, here's something that's very interesting. Right now, and this is something that happened last week. I didn't want to bring this story to you last week because it was it's somewhat troubling. Okay, and I'm going to explain what this is in just a second, but I didn't want to bring this to you last week on Thursday because I think this is going to make a lot of people very upset. But more reports came out about this. Nobody really knew what was going to happen, but here's what's happening. Even though lawmakers are saying that we don't need an additional $4.7 trillion, which is essentially $1.2 trillion and $3.5 trillion, lawmakers are saying, and these are mostly moderates, are saying that we don't need an additional $4.7 trillion introduced into the U.S. economy. We don't need this. This is not going to help. However, last week on Thursday, Nancy Pelosi stated, or she pretty much announced, that yes, lawmakers are going to be getting a raise. While many people were wondering what's going on with stimulus and infrastructure and are they going to be evicted, and now we got this whole Afghanistan crisis happening as well. Well, while all this stuff is going on, and this happens all the time, is lawmakers, they pass certain things and they do these kind of tricky maneuvers to give themselves more benefits. Well, Nancy Pelosi announced that she is going to be upping the pay for lawmakers. And so instead of the $173,000 that they get per year, she actually increased it to $199,300 per year. So this raise is pretty much the equivalent of a $2,200 per month raise or a $26,000 raise per year. Now, everybody's saying that we need an additional $2,000 monthly stimulus checks. Well, Nancy Pelosi pretty much gave that to lawmakers, but not to the American people. And now she's threatening to not only, not just pass the $3.5 trillion bill, but she's playing chicken with the American people's money. She's playing chicken with the American people's livelihoods. She is saying, okay, if moderates want to not vote for that $3.5 trillion bill, okay, so be it. They don't have to do that next week. But at the same time, if they don't, we're not going to bring the $1.2 trillion bill to the floor. And so here's the issue. Democrats have been saying all along they're going to pass big, bold, robust stimulus package and infrastructure bills to give the American people a better life, to give us more stability in the future. Well, it's not happening. This is turning into a major issue, a huge problem, and nobody knows how to solve it. What I can tell you right now and what we are hearing is that Nancy Pelosi is supposed to have a vote sometime next week in the House. The House of Representatives will be called back, reportedly, because they're going to vote on this $3.5 trillion budget resolution, which would then enable committees to start working on the $3.5 trillion budget reconciliation bill. However, if the House whip cannot get the numbers, and Nancy Pelosi can only lose 5 seats. If 5 people decide no, they're going to vote against the bill, well, the bill is dead. It will not pass. That's how slim the majority is in the House. In the Senate, they can't get one person to say no, or else the bill doesn't pass there. So it's turning into a very tricky situation at this time. And what I can tell you is that moderates do not want to spend $4.7 trillion. But according to progressives, they're saying that the only thing that's really irresponsible, it's not irresponsible to spend $4.7 trillion. The only thing that's irresponsible is not taking care of the American people during and after this crisis. And let me get your thoughts on this. Do you think that we should get both of these bills, or get both of them passed, or do you think it makes more sense to scale back either one or both of these bills in order to ensure that the American people are somewhat taken care of? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Now, when I said time is now, the time is now, according to multiple lawmakers, that we need to get additional assistance passed to the American people. This includes stimulus checks. The child tax credit payments are already coming out. A lot of you guys have been saying over the weekend that you received yours either Saturday or Sunday. Many people received them today as well. The good news is they're coming out. The Biden administration has said that they sent out about 61 million child tax credit payments so far, just for this month. That is big. That's a lot of money. But here's something you need to understand. The time is now for additional assistance. Rental assistance needs to come out now. Lawmakers are asking questions. What is taking so long? Why is it taking months and months and months? And still less than 10% of the funds that were allocated to rental assistance has even gone to the American people. Why did it take so long to see the SNAP benefits increase? We're going to see over 25% increases to SNAP benefits. Okay, so this is going to be big. However, it doesn't happen immediately. This is going to happen in October. That was announced today. And this is something I addressed earlier on today, and I also addressed this yesterday as well. But right now, some lawmakers say this is not enough because we're still leaving out a large group of people. Just because we give a child tax credit payments to families and children, this excludes people that do not have children. People that their children have grown up and they don't need the money anymore. Their children are adults themselves. They're often college students, the elderly. They're missing a large group. This is where some say we need to provide more to people on Social Security benefits. Whether this happens immediately or it takes a little while, we don't know. But what I can tell you is the expectation from experts is that they anticipate we're going to see this large increase to Social Security benefits, but it's going to happen because of COLA, the cost of living adjustment. And this is for 2022. So we're not going to see anything in the next 4 months. So we were going to have to wait until possibly January 1st. This is turning into another crisis, is how do we get more assistance to those that truly need it? This is where some are saying we need to actually push, and the time is now for that earned income tax credit payment. Again, I mentioned this months ago that this was up for discussion. It was one of those things that it was still so early on, and we didn't even see the child tax credit payments come out. But according to multiple reports, the child tax credit payments are going out effortlessly. Okay, they're very fluid. People are getting the money quickly and can use it, right? And so because of this, the earned income tax credit could possibly be a monthly payment. So as we know more there, I promise I'll fill you in on that update. But again, stimulus checks are being considered, monthly stimulus. And again, this is not a new check. A lot of people are saying this is new. It's not. Okay, so yes, there's going to be a $2,000 monthly stimulus check considered, but at this point, the highest considerations are going to child tax credit payments and the earned income tax credit. Those are the two that we're going to see. Okay, so I'm just telling you now, expect those two extensions and expect those to both be monthly payments. That's the anticipation from experts at this time. Now, here's something else I want to bring to your attention. Right now, lawmakers are squirming. Okay, many Republicans some Democrats, maybe some moderates as well, they're squirming when it comes to giving the American people more money, more assistance, whether it's the earned income tax credit, child tax credit, whether it's stimulus checks, unemployment benefits, rental, whatever, right? Any type of direct assistance to the American people, they're squirming. They don't want to do it. But then Nancy Pelosi goes and gives raises to all these lawmakers. And so the hard part for me is I drive down the road, I see next to the highway, there's just encampments of homeless people. And yet, and then you go to the grocery store and some people can't afford the food. They can't afford it. And that's turning into a bigger and bigger issue. You go to some of these, food shelters and, even just shelters in general, but they can't keep enough food in stock to even give nutrition and give some help to the families that are there. But yet lawmakers were able to take our tax dollars and go and give themselves a raise. That's insane. But let me know. Let me know what your thoughts are on this. And this is something that I thought was interesting as well, is many news outlets didn't even cover this. And I think the reason why this happened at that time, again, this was last Thursday, is because a lot of people were getting ready to kind of just go away for the weekend, right? That was a lot of people were going away, so it's close to the weekend, Congress, they had something else that was going on at that time, right? The Senate was doing pretty well with some stuff on Thursday, right? Things were looking up. And then we got this Afghanistan news. So I think that there was a strategic plan as to why Nancy Pelosi did it on that day. But again, most media outlets didn't cover it. I didn't cover it. Okay, I missed it for a little bit, but then when I saw it, I was like, well, this is horrible news. You guys are gonna hate this. But again, I just want to give you the facts. I'm here to tell you what's going on, and so I thought I'd just bring that up to you as well. Now, let's talk about Afghanistan. According to reports today, President Biden has ordered 7,000 military personnel to the city of Kabul. Their mission there is to extract military men and women, U.S. citizens, and those that have helped the U.S. military over the past 20 years. But as for everybody else, it is pretty much good luck, and they will be left behind. Some of them are not going to make it. There's already reports, there's already things on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube itself, and even on mainstream media where people are getting executed. Okay, so it's not good. And this is what some lawmakers are asking is, how did we spend, I think it was like $88 billion over the past 20 years to train the Afghani army, or to make sure that the Taliban do not take over the city and take over the country or whatever. But it's like, we spent $88 billion to train these people, but yet, and we did it over 20 years. And here's the thing that just baffles me, is in less than 1 month, the Taliban just took it back. And so it just baffles me. How do we spend so much money? Obviously, it was not a great return on investment because it did absolutely nothing. But let me know. Let me know what your thoughts are on that as well. One thing that you will be seeing, I've seen this multiple times on the news today. Every time I look at the TV, there's usually something on Afghanistan. Right now, it's still on Afghanistan, but earlier today they were showing airplanes taking off from the tarmac. Okay, seriously, taking off from the tarmac. People were holding on. Afghani citizens were holding on to the tires, to the sides of the planes, to hopefully the plane will just take them away. And the problem is, you hold on to the tires, they go up. A lot of people are, it's not good. But they were showing this on the news earlier this morning as well. So it's sad, but this is what's happening. So that's something that, just be aware. This is something that we will be covering here as well, because this is something that's going to affect the Biden administration probably severely. In my, just based from what I've seen over the past 15 years or so, I think this is going to hurt his reputation quite a bit. So that's something that we will cover. Another thing that is happening right now, and I got a lot of hate earlier. Okay, and I completely understand. I accept it, and again, it was my doing. But I said in my video earlier this morning $7,000 checks. I did not put a question mark. I put an exclamation point. Some people were very upset, and if you were upset and you were triggered, I completely understand. And the reason why, it was a little bit of clickbait, and there's a reason for that. I wanted to somewhat clickbait you guys just a little bit, okay? And it wasn't false. There's a lot of stories out there about $7,000 stimulus checks, okay? The reason why I used a little bit of clickbait in this video this morning is because this morning I read in the comment section of my video that I did yesterday, last night, somebody was scammed. Somebody was scammed over this weekend because they tried to get an expedited $7,000 stimulus check, and they were willing to pay 10%. 10%. Do you know what 10% of $7,000 is? Yeah, $700. They were willing to pay $700 to get an expedited stimulus check. Guess what? They got scammed out of $700 because there is no $7,000 stimulus check coming. And so that was the reason why I wanted to fill you in, and again, somewhat little bit clickbait you guys, because I wanted more people to watch that video and actually understand that yes, this isn't happening. This is a scam. This is false. This is fake news. Okay? So that was one thing I just wanted to keep you guys aware of, is that yes, people are being scammed. Another scam that's happening right now is that people are being asked to use a service to get their child tax credit payments. And if they use this service, and I don't remember the exact amount, but you pay a small fee, you pay this fee, and then in exchange for the fee, they give you the entire 6 months, of the child tax credit payments up front. Again, that's a scam. If you want to get your child tax credit payment, go to the IRS website. That's irs.gov. Don't go anywhere else. Just go straight to irs.gov. That's it. So I wanted to bring you these stories because I'm trying to protect you. I do not want you to lose your hard-earned money. So let me get to the COVID news for today. The U.S. saw its 7-day average is now at 130,808 cases as of yesterday. That's the 7-day average. Just 2 months ago, we were averaging about 13,000 cases per day. Health experts say that if we do not make changes, major changes will be coming. So my expectation is that we're going to see these changes no matter what, because I do not anticipate we're going to see just a surge in new vaccinations. Everybody's going to go out there wearing a mask. I just don't see it happening. So according to many experts, they say they can only speculate, but those changes are most likely going to be some form of a lockdown, more mask mandates, and most likely we will see a vaccine mandate for certain things like flying. So that's what we're hearing right now. But as always, as I know more, I'll come back on and fill you in on all the latest news and updates. Just want to thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. If you enjoyed today's video and you like the daily uploads, could you do me a favor? Go ahead, hit that like button. It really does help out the channel. Also, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.